You know, with the
I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far. Sitting by the bartender, asked her.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon, and we're here on 910 Sports Podcast TV Radio. I'm saying all that podcast TV radio because first and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity, and I'm gonna introduce my man first before I say what I got to say. Well, I'm gonna introduce first and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity. This Thanksgiving weekend, um, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for not we get behind these shows a little bit, but during the holiday season, it be kind of tough to get to these episodes. We got a lot going on, especially family coming in town, things of that nature. But I'm introducing my right hand man. You know what I'm saying? Your baby mama's favorite host. You know what I'm saying? Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
man, glad to be in the land of the living, man. So thankful for another day, man. Had a good time with family this past weekend, man, and it's just good to be in the land of the living because society's not in a good place right now. So when we can come together and fellowship and talk about sports and also, man, just talk about life, man, and just and just be thankful for one another. So you know, I'm here, man. So we always wake up with a chance and a choice, and so that choice is another day to get it right.
Yes, yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely that. So, well, let's go ahead and jump into it or whatever. But uh, first, we'll talk about this game yesterday. And I don't know, man. It's still like Alabama Auburn games, man. Is the weirdest games I've ever watched in my entire life. At least every 3 or 4 years, they have these weird outcomes at the end of the game that you scratch your head and almost want to believe like it's some kind of thing going on with. So it's almost like watching a wrestling match and you feel like the game has been set up because you sitting there watching with your own eyes and can't believe what you're seeing. But me being like one of those football fans that kind of like look at it like, oh, I don't see Alabama losing this game. Something told me at the end of this game, even on that last play, I said, watch Alabama mess around and something happen. They're gonna get a penalty, it's gonna be a broken play, something gonna happen, and they're gonna end up winning this game or whatever. And sure enough, I don't know if you watched it, Jacob, but sure enough, at the last play of the game, it's like third and forever, like third and 35 or something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I
Uh,
don't I don't
fourth
really
down.
watch Nick. I don't really watch Nick Saban games no more, man. I catch the highlights, man. I feel like it's somewhat interesting on TV because I feel like they have tallied up so much to make him seem like he's still this guy, and just to try to squeeze them into the playoffs. And I feel like it's choreographed for Alabama to win, man.
Well, yeah, and that's what it seemed like yesterday because it was just like it was a backyard play, fourth down and forever, and the guy catches the pass in the back of the end zone. And I'm just like, I know college football, you see those things happen more than you do in the NFL, but it just seemed to be the weirdest play. They didn't put no pressure on the quarterback. So the quarterback was back there making lunch, calling his girl, you know what I'm saying, asking him if it was any leftover dressing. He was doing whatever he was just literally standing back there. I've had more pressure on me playing backyard with my boys, you know what I'm saying, back in the day we used to play football in the front yard. I had more pressure put on me on that than what Alabama quarterback was getting felt yesterday. But I mean, because the thing about it was Auburn ain't playing for nothing but bragging rights. Alabama's playing for the right to maybe get to the Final Four, and now they have an opportunity depending on how next week turns out. Because okay, let's just look at the scenario of what we're looking at. We got right now we got Georgia at number one, Michigan probably be number two, Florida State three, Washington four. So Oregon probably sitting at five, and then you got probably Alabama at six when the next poll come out this week. That's what my prediction is.
What about Texas, bro? Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there, boy. That's why college football, bro. When people talk about college football, I turn my nose up at them, man. Because college football is so bogus, man. It's like to start a 4-team playoff, which I thought was ludicrous anyway. Ludicrous. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because I know that it'll be somebody that you know, that's not Alabama or Georgia or somebody like that. Like ain't no way that I would even put Washington before Texas. Washington only been good 1 year.
Well,
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
Texas ain't been good in a minute, so I mean, that's not you can't really make that argument. I mean, Texas
But
ain't
but
been good.
but you can make that argument because Texas had some downtime, but we all know that Texas have always had good programs, man, over the years. So we did think that they was going to get it right. You know what I mean? They want, but Washington, man, who wants to see Washington play? If it wasn't for the quarterback, who would just like who wanted to see TCU play? Like
Well,
last
that's a
year,
whole different. Well, TCU in Washington, I feel like Georgia, like if Georgia play Washington or Oregon, I think that's going to be a way better game than what they played against TCU. That
I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
is a way better game.
I think that Georgia still beat both of them teams by 25 easily.
I don't know if
Easily, man.
reason why I don't see that. Maybe last year, this year I don't see it because for some odd reason, Georgia they've been playing with fire all year long. Georgia be having these slow starts where they get down by 7, even like 10 points, and they have to make comebacks all the time. So I just think if they got down by 10 to 14 points or whatever against a Washington or even an Oregon, I ain't gonna say they couldn't win, but I think they be in a dogfight for the rest of the game. It's not gonna be no, oh, they're gonna come back and beat them 35-10, they down 10. If they get down 10-0 or 17-7, oh, trust me, by the end of the game, it's gonna be a 27-24, something like that type of game. It's gonna be a dog. It's gonna be like how they played against Ohio State last year or whatever. So it's gonna be a dog fight like that. You know what I mean?
I
So that
just ain't sold. I just ain't sold on none of them teams out in the West Coast, bro. Nothing. If you college football from the West Coast, man, I'm like, oh, whatever, man. Whatever, man. Like I just ain't sold on them now. When it comes to basketball, collegiate basketball, okay, cause they branded themselves Arizona, UCLA, and I'm just talking about in the past.
oh,
You
yeah,
know,
who in the West you
you,
you
you,
set
you,
up?
you know what I mean? I ain't talking about today, but we know that they put a lot of athletes in the NBA. So those type of schools. So, but it's like the only reason why people even watch really sit down and look at a Washington game is because of their quarterback. People can't name you 4 people on Washington. You know what I mean?
Well,
You
you
know, like
might be right. You right. I just think that that's gonna be. I think this year's that's the theme of college football. It's not about the defense, like you said. You don't really watch a lot of college football this year because you don't see a lot of great defense. And I think that's what it is. I think Caleb Williams has already moved out of the way because their defense is so bad that he just couldn't overcome it. You know what I mean, or whatever, and couldn't get wins when he needed to get wins. He putting up numbers, but he couldn't overcome. You can't give up 40 points every game. I think you're gonna beat him.
listen, man.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams and Shador Sanders is in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like they should be hanging out with each other this summer, man. Become pen pals or something because they in the same exact boat, man. Like it's no different. Both of them is great elite quarterbacks, but it's really no different, man. They are in the same boat, and I think it's sad, man. Ain't nobody saying that your defense got to have 6, 7 sacks a game, man. But just play some defense, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
don't really get out there and acting like you sitting up on the tree with Granny. Like, get out of here, man. Play some defense.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think at the end, I mean, like I said, you got Georgia, you got Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll see what's gonna happen because Oregon and Washington got to play for the Pac-12 championship. So the last game they played, of course, Washington won. They beat them on the last minute drive or whatever the case may be. So I actually believe Oregon gonna win this next time. You know what I mean, or whatever. I really do. I think Oregon gonna beat them. So if Oregon wins, then now that sets up a situation where, depending on what happens between Georgia and Alabama. So let's just say, for instance, if Georgia wins and beats Alabama, no, let me do it this way. If Alabama beats Georgia, let's say it's a 27-24 game, something like that. I think Georgia still get into the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Alabama loses, they out because that'll be 2 L's. But I think if Georgia loses the Alabama SEC championship game, because I remember last year, was it last year or the year before? I think the last couple of years, they don't really count the championship game as much as people think. They don't really count that game like that. They don't really look at it and count it against you if you lose that game. You know what I'm saying? So I think Georgia still may be all right if they end up losing that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting against.
I don't understand this now. They don't really count the championship game, but if Georgia should lose in the championship, they gonna slide. They gonna still slide in the playoffs because it wasn't regular season.
Well, I think because in their situation, being that they were number one, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they've been number one, number two all year. I don't think it's gonna count against them. Now, it'll count more against a Michigan. It'll count more against Oregon, the Pac-12 game. But that's not but I think if Georgia loses, it's just gonna be oh, okay, whatever. Unless Alabama come in and just beat the brakes off of them, might beat them 40 or something. Which I don't see. Watching both teams play, I just don't think they're good enough to dominate each other. I think it's gonna come down to the wire. I don't really think it's gonna be no domination.
I don't think Alabama that good, man.
Me neither.
From what I've seen from Alabama in the past, man, and how elite they was in the past, to me they program went down a lot, man. A lot.
But see, and this is what I was telling everybody last year when we had everybody on the show. And I was telling them then, I said, well, not even last year, 2 years ago, when they first started doing the NIL and they first started doing the transfer portal, I told everybody then, I said that's the end of Alabama dominating college football. And everybody thought I was crazy, nah, you tripping, Icon. You know what I'm saying? Alabama's still gonna be Alabama. I said, no, they not. I said, because now you got Texas, you got Florida, you got California, you got other places that got real money. Alabama don't have the kind of money that these other schools have. So now when these players are looking, and then the fact that I can stay home and don't have to go, if I'm from California and you telling me I can make money and be around my family and I can still be on TV and I don't got to go to some old country town in Alabama where there ain't nothing to do, why would I go to California when I can stay home? And then if I do go to Alabama and then I don't get the chance to play them my first year, I'm going to leave anyway. So that's the biggest problem. But I heard somebody say this yesterday, and I'm glad I heard this on college football on a major platform. Because we talk, what's crazy, Jacob? We should get our credit. And I'm going to tell you why. But no, we not, but we should. We've had coaches on here time and time again talk about how especially the ones that run them academies, to talk about how that the portal is misconstrued or basically not looked at the way it's supposed to, because a lot of these players don't get picked up when they go to the portal. And yesterday was the first time I heard somebody talk about, I forgot who it was, but yesterday was the first time I heard them talk about on a major platform of how these players, how it's going to end up going back. It's going to end up working it all self out, because it's not going to be in many transfers over the next 2-3 years as we think, because these players realizing just because you go in the portal doesn't mean you're going to end up being picked up by a major school. So your best bet is to stay put versus jumping around from school to school.
I was told in the next 2 years it ain't going to be no more in NIL deals.
It ain't gonna be no more NIL deals?
Nope, they say it's ruining college sports.
Well, I think it's gonna always be NIL deals, because it's always been NIL deals. It's been NIL.
So it's the difference between sponsorship. It's the difference between sponsorship and NIL deals now. It's a major difference.
You said a major difference between sponsorship and NIL deals.
Yeah,
Okay, so what's the major difference between a sponsorship
cause
deal?
cause with the sponsorship, these kids wasn't worth $5-6 million. You know what
Okay.
I mean? You know the sponsorship was them getting a contract with a sneaker company overseas or a Puma Adidas, but the kids wasn't getting millions of dollars. They was getting 75, 100,000, 150,000. You know what I mean? And I think with the NIL deals, man, these kids they don't want to listen to no authority after they get their money. So I think eventually it's going. And then what I don't like about the transport portal is you got some of these high school athletes that's elite players, and when these kids others from other schools enter the transport portal because they don't play or like these kids is really spoiled, bro. They think just because they was good in high school, they can go to college and start. Man, it's people who waited 2 years to get their starting position behind somebody else. Why you think you can just go start automatic because you was good in high school? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Everybody in college was good in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in some way, shape, fashion, form, if it was special teams, if it was kick return, in some way, you know what I mean? So
And you
what I
know
think,
too.
what I think is a lot of these kids, man. That's why JUCO's so wide open now, bro. Because a
Hmm.
lot of these kids can't get full rides. That's why Division 2 or Division 3 so wide open. Because Division 1 is not, bro. Because you got these kids just transfer when they want. And you shouldn't be able to transfer but one time, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't. I was like, man, this kid transferred again. Like how?
Well, I think they kind of cutting that back too, where you like after that first transfer, because I think they was even saying like like if Dion would have left, would leave this year and go somewhere else, that it would kind of hurt his son because he wouldn't be able to just go and say, oh, I'm just gonna leave again because my dad leaving. Even because if he left, he might have to sit out a year and then leave. Because you could leave probably as much as you want, but if you do, then you got to sit out a year. You know what I mean? Like what's my man down there in North Carolina, where when he left and they was trying to make him sit out an extra year. Tez Walker, I think the wide receiver, and it was a big thing about him leaving. But his was like a different type of circumstance. I forgot the circumstance behind it, and then everybody made a big deal about. At first, they denied him. They kept denying him, and they finally, approved his transfer. I can't remember exactly what it was, the circumstances behind it, but I just remember whatever it was. His thing kind of made sense, but a lot of these kids transfer because they can't get on the field instead of working hard or the court because they're working hard to get on the field or the court. And I just feel like to me that's not really a good enough reason to leave. Like if
No,
else red shirt a year or whatever, but then you work your butt off to get out there to get you some playing time. But I don't think you should be like maybe that one time, but after you get to another school, because it's been players. It was a college. It was a player that played for Miami Hurricanes basketball team. He played for like 4 teams in like 4 years. I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I don't think you should be able to just jump from team to team like they do or whatever. And then when the COVID situation came out, it really went crazy because then you got the extra year and then they didn't count the 1 year. So you could, after the 4 years, you could leave. Like Emmanuel Baycott been in Carolina for like 5-6 years. And like, it's crazy. Like basketball, football different because football, the longer you play, the better it is. And I heard somebody say yesterday that a quarterback should want to stay in a program for 4 years because you get more reps and more time on the field. A lot of times you get picked up in the NFL and you might sit behind a quarterback for 2-3 years. So you're not really getting no real reps or no real playing time. So why would you want to just jump from college to the NFL, especially if you want these quarterbacks in college that's getting bread? Then stay your whole 4 years. Why you want to jump early when you might go to a team where you might not be able to get on the field for the first couple of years anyway? So
right.
you know what I mean. So like that's why because I think if you look at a Michael Penix, a Bo Nix, a Caleb Williams, Drake May, these guys been in their programs for a while, or at least been in college football for a while. Because even
Bo Nix been in college football 10 years.
who?
Bo Nix.
Yeah, it feel like it, don't it?
Man.
That joke gonna be about 30 years old, cause
I said, man, look, man, man, you playing with cats that's 17 years old to turn 18 in December, and you 25. Like,
yeah,
boy, you grown man, boy.
yeah,
Boy, you been drinking beer. You
yeah, yeah,
grown man.
yeah. Got family in the whole nine. Cause my thing is how is when people say, "Oh, he don't make no mistakes," I'm like, he shouldn't make no mistakes. He been in
He
college
playing with
football
kids.
forever, and he playing with kids. Like he should be able. Bo Nix should be putting. He should have broke every record in college football this year, as long as he been in college football, and he been in.
It's just like Georgia old quarterback, man. You talking about the Rams let him go because he drank. He been drinking at Georgia like that. What you mean, man? He was 25, man, and playing with these kids that's 18 years old. He been drinking and been buying them beer too.
Oh, that's why they let him go, because he was drinking too much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Come to practice drunk. Come to practice drunk and carrying on.
You know he ever since they won that first championship, he probably stayed drunk that whole time, and then you could even tell when they won last year, you could tell he was he got a little cocky. You know what I mean? So you could tell, like, yeah, he probably got him a little bread in his pocket.
But see, cause he won a national championship in JUCO too.
Oh, let's see. He's so used to winning championships, Yeah, and then he just getting drunk. And the thing about it is, some people, once you put alcohol or any kind of, extracurricular activity in their hand, then it affect people differently. You know what I mean? So you don't know that liquor might have got his system. He didn't know how to put that bottle down. And the thing about it is, he probably ain't been going to school classes. He probably been basically just going to practice and back home, because he probably graduated 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he probably so if he already graduated 2-3 years ago, and he probably getting a free check from an NIL or some kind of sponsor deal, he ain't doing nothing all day but sitting around playing video games, getting drunk. So he got all this extra time on his hand between practice and all that. So, and then of course, you get to the NFL, ain't nobody monitoring your everyday move.
Because I think his contract with the Rams was like $37 million for like 12.5 guarantee, and then he had them about 3-4 NIL deals that was worth like $3-4 million when he was with Georgia. So he got bread. You know what I mean?
So did they let him go, or they just put him in like
they cut him.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
So there wasn't no guarantee then, because he was like a third or fourth round draft pick, wasn't he? Like fourth.
Third, but I know he got some money up front though.
Oh, okay.
Just because of that national championship. That's how his agent worked it out.
I mean, it was that bad. Like, he that bad where they cut the man. They ain't even work with him. Like, put him on rehab for 30 days.
Man, he a rookie. Ain't nobody gonna put no rookie in no rehab. I'm about kidding about that, man. You put players that proven producers on the field in rehab. A rookie, man, and he was 25 when you got drafted. So, man, you a grown man. Ain't nobody taking time with that, man. Not them NFL, not them GMs from the NFL. They ain't going, boy. They ain't going for that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you think Jim Harbaugh gone after this year? Because they talking about there's still some more allegations about to come down.
Man, let me tell you something. Jim Harbaugh Michigan shouldn't even make the playoffs, man. That's almost worse. That's almost as worse as shaving points.
Well, okay. So do you think it is worse than or just as bad as the Houston Astros?
Yeah, man. Like, come on, man. You know every sign they throw it when they calling plays, man. Get out of here, bro. Like,
but this happened before the season, right? This was last year, right?
I can't, man. This man is a spy that's gonna work for like it's like he a spy, and Biden sent him to Ukraine, and now he come back and coach these players, and they whooping everybody. Get out of here, man.
What I'm saying is, whatever the guy did when he went there and stole plays, did that happen last season, or was it this season? Like, did it happen?
I think it happened this season. That's why I spent it this season.
Oh,
If,
okay.
if I'm mistaken, man, he shouldn't even be allowed close to no college, man.
I, I mean, I don't know, man, because I'm just like,
Y'all let stuff slide too much. I couldn't. Right is right, is
like,
wrong is wrong,
no.
man.
Like, to me, I felt like Tom Brady. I always put an attribute on Tom Brady career because the man got caught about cheating a couple of times. Like, I
Man,
mean,
Tom ain't get caught. Bill got caught. Bill the coach.
man,
Come on, bro. You can't blame it on the player, bro.
The Deflategate was all Tom Brady.
No,
That was Tom Brady. They said it was
Bill.
Tom Brady, and he went to the guys that did the ball boys with the football and told them to deflate the ball. They said Tom Brady did that, not Bill Belichick. Tom Brady, and they did not let him be in the Super Bowl or whatever. They didn't take the Super Bowl away from him. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just think that like it's fair game. Like it's all good till you get caught. You know what I mean? And then like they said, it wasn't just so Mike Michigan that was doing it. It was other Big Ten teams that doing the same thing, and they just the ones that just got caught. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I don't know about other teams. That's speculation. That's not proven. So,
uh,
so
they
he
said
he one he
so,
he the one got caught red-handed.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't know if I go so far as I think what happened to him is good enough. I don't really think.
No, I can't. They shouldn't. This year they shouldn't be allowed to be in no playoffs, bro.
I mean, who do they play that really made a difference in them winning and losing the game over a couple of plays? A couple of plays got stolen against the teams they were playing against. I don't even make that big of a deal. I just don't. I just
I
think
don't know, man. You that type of lawyer that'll babysit your clients. You ain't gonna tell them what it really is. Yes, you is, man. Yes, you tiptoeing around and stuff and making hash browns and popping toes and all, man.
I just think in sports a lot of times because in sports you know and I know when you watch when other team can know exactly what you about to do and still can't stop it. Like if you knew Barry Sanders about to get the ball, you still couldn't stop it. If you knew doggone Emmitt Smith was about to get the ball, you couldn't stop it. So I just think that this is overblown and much to do about nothing. Really, be honest with you, I think the suspension is good enough. I think all the time, he got to take this way. He can't be in the Final Four. I think that's just this thing is too much. Like,
I can't. Come on, man. You more of a noble and honorable man than that. You really are, man. Stop it, man.
I just don't think it's
Stop it, man. Like,
no.
I mean, I guess maybe I'm biased because I'm not a fan of none of the Harbaugh brothers. So, maybe I'm biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. You just hating on the brothers.
But I ain't hating
like
but I'm just saying if this was anybody else, bro, if it's not Nick Saban or Jim Harbaugh or people like that, they ain't gonna really do nothing to them. That suspension is just a pat on the back, bro.
Yeah,
that ain't nothing. It's just a pat on the back.
That's a whole different conversation. If it had been a quarterback at Duke or Carolina or Florida State or whoever, then they might have probably got more, more done to them. But being it is who they are, then of course it's going to be on a slap on the wrist. But I just think that, I for one, I think they suspended them too fast because they never really proved nothing. They ain't even proved nothing yet, so they suspended them too fast. To be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Well, man. I know why the commissioner of the Pac-10 suspended him, man. Because
you mean the Big Ten?
The Big Ten, yeah. Excuse me, yeah, the Big Ten. That looked bad on the whole division. You know what I mean? Not just Michigan, man. It looked bad on everybody because everybody represent the division, man.
But I'm telling you that they saying Ohio State. And I think it's a couple other schools doing the same thing.
Who is they though? Who can say
kind of reputation out there that shows where they did some kind of a certain level of the same type of cheating. And
so Icon was every coach, that every coach that was in the division Jacksonville Jaguars was at the strip club at Urban Mile? No.
What?
No, I'm just saying. No, bro.
What
I'm just saying.
got to do with this?
If you gonna say, well, everybody was doing it, so all the coaches was tossing up Urban Meyer. Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
But no, what I'm saying is this.
I'm just saying, man.
That okay, so now, okay, you suspend Urban Meyer for the 3 games. So let's just say, for argument's sake, this is a Pandora box situation. Now you find out Ohio State or Indiana or whoever, Michigan State, whoever is doing the same thing. So now you already suspended Michigan, and then so okay, so do you give Ohio State all them the same suspension, or should you just have waited it out, let the college football do that, finish their investigation, then you come back and hit the man with his? So now, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, is they gonna suspend them again too? Cause now it's overkill. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and suspend them again, and my thing with Jim Harbaugh, he don't got to stay there. If he feel like next year, because they talking about that they got other allegations on him, well, he might get suspended all the next year. You think I'm about to get sick? Okay, I wish I might. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
I don't want him in the
I'm about to
NFL.
take
Keep him in college.
NFL.
I don't want him in the NFL. Keep him in college.
Hey, he come to Washington. We need to do whatever we can to get Ron Tugboat.
He ain't his brother now. He ain't his brother now. He might be aight, but he ain't his brother.
What you mean? They went to the Super Bowl when he was there. He had just went to the Super Bowl. He took overrated. And people might get mad when I say this. He took overrated doggone Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl.
Who said Colin Kaepernick was overrated though?
Huh?
Who said he was overrated?
I'm saying he was overrated. You know
why? Why though?
Like he was no juggernaut. He wasn't.
Why was he overrated though?
Because
like what determines that he was overrated in his prime when he was playing? What determines that where he was overrated now?
Every time a job come up, that when a quarterback get hurt, the first person they say is called Colin Kaepernick. Put him back in the NFL. The reason why Colin Kaepernick in the NFL, ain't just got to do with the fact of whatever he was doing, whatever happened with the kneeling thing. Colin Kaepernick was never a great quarterback to begin with.
He wasn't horrible.
He wasn't horrible. If you've been 4 or 5 years, your first phone call ain't gonna be to Colin Kaepernick. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. The first phone call is not gonna be to him if you've been out the league for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
I ain't got nothing to do
you know what, man? Colin Kaepernick, bless your soul. Bless your soul, bless your afro, and bless you playing in the XFL, because they definitely not gonna let you back in the NFL, my brother. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Back in the NFL.
It's over.
I mean, definitely, because it's been like 8 years now, so he definitely.
But it's more political than anything. It really ain't about football.
Definitely. I said it's about the Danila thing, of course. What I'm saying is, if this would have been, let's just say this would have been Patrick Mahomes that did it. Let's just say it would have been Lamar Jackson. If it had been one of those prominent black quarterbacks, I don't think they would have been penalized as long as he was. He wasn't considered a top quarterback to begin with. So he was, matter of fact, remember, he was second string when he did this. He wasn't even starting. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, at the end of the day, y'all keep saying put him back in the league for what? He really wasn't that guy.
And to be honest with you, the only reason he got kicked out of the league is because Trump gave Roger Goodell a call. Believe that. That.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a lot more to it, but
man. I don't got nothing against Donald Trump, but he made that call. It's a wrap.
You about to get us canceled talking about Donald Trump. That's the first time I heard that one. Hey, that's a good one. I ain't never heard Donald Trump before. I heard a lot of names, but Donald Trump, I ain't never heard that one.
I'm just saying he made that call, man. But anyway, now this something else I'm gonna talk about it. Now, Jimbo Fisher ain't did nothing for Texas A&M whatsoever. He couldn't coach a football player out of wet paper bag. And so and his buyout is $76.7 million,
Boy, boy.
and he will get that in increments in the next 20 years.
Yeah, I think they said 10 million a year or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. He gonna have
So
one of them Bobby Bonilla deals.
so I can. My thing is about Jimbo Fisher. My thing about the coach from Vanderbilt. My thing is about the coach from Mississippi State, Ole Miss. My thing is about um what's his name? Napier in Florida.
Yeah.
Trash. Wastebasket trash. Garbage trash. Car trash. Impact trash can. Vacuum shop trash. He trash.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I was gonna say something yesterday, but I said, nah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I was like, it is what it is. Like, I've been hearing how so much Miami been garbage trash the last few years, and Florida was better than Miami, this, that, and the third. And it's kind of funny because Florida didn't make a bowl game this year for one. So yeah, that proves not to be.
Florida won or lost last night.
They lost, and
Again.
then and the thing about it was crazy was I was like, dang. I wish they would have won at least one of these two last games the last few weeks, because at least they would have been 6-6 and gotten a bowl game. Because the projection was that if they would have gotten a bowl game, they were gonna pull them against Miami. And I would have won that. That would have been the proof. That would have been like the last conversation. If Florida Miami would have played and Miami would have beat Florida, then whoever would have won, that would have ended all this discussion over who better. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely would have wanted to see that. But hey, it is what it is. Miami, Florida wet the bed, and they got trash court. Well, how long Napier been there? It was his second year.
I don't know, man. He trash though.
I ain't really too sold on Cristobal, to be honest with you. In Miami, he clapped his hands too much for me. He be standing on the sideline clapping too much for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yell at somebody, do something like you just over sideline him and Ron Rivera make me sick. Like even Darvin Ham, like all the teams I like, they just get up. The coaches don't be fiery enough for me. Like Hubert Davis finally starting to show a little bit more like fieriness to him a little bit. But I think because I'm so used to Roy Williams, being crazy on the sidelines. I'm guessing I thought Hubert Davis would be more animated. He don't be animated enough for me. You know what I mean, or whatever. So especially them calls they wasn't getting the other day. I would have had to get at least one tech. Just them calls they was missing the other day. They wasn't getting the other day. But anyway, get back to what you were saying.
So I think they trash. And then I'm gonna say this, man. Iowa State, Purdue, Wisconsin. They ain't contenders to be in the national championship, but they give teams they play hell, man. When I say they play them hard, they play them hard, man. And those two schools I just named, they always put kids in the NFL. Always.
Especially Iowa offensive linemen always make it to the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. Iowa State, Wisconsin, Purdue too, man. Yeah. So let's talk about the firing of Jack Del Rio and why is Ron still there. And what you think Magic gonna do, bro?
I'm baffled.
I ain't seen Magic in the press box yet. What's going on?
What's gonna happen? I think at the end of the year, and this is my opinion, but I hope I'm right. I just think at the end of the year that they're gonna go in and they're gonna clean house or whatever. I hate it for Eric Bieniemy because I'm kind of with what Stephen A. Smith said. Stephen A. Smith said the only way Eric Bieniemy get a true shot at being the head coach is if they fire Ron Rivera now and allow him to coach the last 4 or 5 games. And this would have been a perfect moment because they played Thursday night, they lost. You could have found Ron Rivera. You could have gave Eric Bieniemy a whole week and a half to get prepared for Miami. Then after Miami, we got a bye week. So during that bye week, that would have gave him another 2 weeks to really to see or whatever. To really get his feet wet and kind of whatever coach the team. But if they wait until the end of the year, and I'm looking at our schedule, I'm looking at maybe 2 more wins that we may get. We got the Jets, and I think we got one other team I think we possibly can beat, but everybody else I feel like we're gonna lose to. So we probably end up like around
Man,
11.
I can't now listen, man.
Oh,
If y'all use if y'all lose to Zach Wilson, listen, bro.
yeah.
Man, listen, man. Listen, man.
But if we lose to Zach Wilson, that we can't blame nobody but ourselves because Josh Harris and Magic got every opportunity. Hell, they got every good reason to get rid of Ron Rivera. The fans, old players, the media, everybody saying Ron need to be gone. Jack Del Rio need to be gone too because he giving up 30 points a game. And I understand Montez Sweat and Chase Young got moved, but we was giving up. Our secondary is garbage. Our secondary made old boy down in Chicago. That's Jack Del Rio should be going after the Chicago game. You remember how Jack Del Rio made DJ Moore? That has made him like the second coming of doggone Willie Gault down there in Chicago. Like that Joker down there had like 200 yards catching in that one game, and he ain't done nothing since. So Jack Del Rio, that our secondary is straight trash. So they should put it like this: the GM need to be gone. Well, I don't know about the GM because we've got some good players come in, but they ain't sure that the defensive coordinator and what you call Ron should have been right there with him. So I don't know. I hate when they do this where they fire other coaches first before they actually fire the person they need to fire, because that's what was it, the Jets or no, Buffalo did the same thing. They fired the offensive coordinator when everybody know that McDermott shouldn't be there no more either. So I hate when that happens. Like everybody else got to be the scapegoat except for the person that should be. You know what I mean? Ron Rivera get on my nerve. He be sitting on the sideline. I don't know what he be sucking on. I don't know if it be gum, candy, what the hell. He just be standing on the sideline, chewing his mouth every game, looking like he's chewing on some old neck bones or something and sucking the juice out the neck bones. Like he just be sitting on the sideline and looking crazy. Like, bro, yeah, do something. Like, why you just standing there looking? And no matter what happened on the field, he just standing with that same blank look on his face. Like, bro, like, man, like, golly,
well, let me ask you this, man. Who your top 5 quarterbacks in the league?
Okay, already, my homeboy, Burrow.
Burrow, I don't know, man.
I mean, he's still top notch. I just think he's still top notch quarterback. I still got him up there. He not having the best season, but he's still up there. Right now, if you're going off of this year, then I would say, of course, Burrow. Oh, Jalen Hurts, Burrow. I would say C.J. Stroud, even though he had that one bad game, but the way he been balling out this year. I'm just going off this year now. And then I would say your boy been balling. I ain't gonna front. Your boy Dak been balling. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, of course, everybody gonna talk about the next 4 or 5 games because a lot of the people still not sold because he ain't beating nobody with more than 4 wins. So everybody kind of like until we see him beat the Eagles and the 49ers and the whoever, the Buffalo.
We gonna beat Philly next time we play. Believe that.
Yeah. So
we actually should have beat them last time we played. To be honest with you.
Put it to you like this: y'all right now with y'all 8-3, right? So they give y'all 6 games. Let's just say y'all go 4-2, 5-1. Let's just say y'all go 4-2. Y'all don't get. I don't say y'all got to go undefeated. Let's say y'all go 4-2, and y'all beat the teams y'all supposed to. Y'all beat these other teams that they say that y'all need to beat in order for them to feel like y'all take y'all seriously. I think that he might have a legitimate chance to win an MVP.
Yeah.
If y'all beat the teams, you know what I'm saying, if y'all beat those other teams or whatever, because I ain't gonna lie, he been putting up numbers and he looked like a whole different quarterback. The confidence is there, and you know what I'm saying, he's like a whole his body language is different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, before it'd be like he had this, he always used to have this nervous body language to me before. So now it's kind of like he confident. The players around him believe in him. CeeDee Lamb been yapping the whole, the last few weeks about how great he is, or whatever. So it's just like, yeah, this is a different type of swag. So, but I told you to begin the season, and I ain't no Dallas fan, but I told you, I said Dallas this year has no excuse of why they should not at least be in the NFC Championship game. Because if you think about it, it's only two teams in the NFC that people will look at and say, oh, okay, we understand why they lost to them. That's the 49ers and the Eagles. Even Detroit, as good as they've been playing, Detroit ain't beat nobody. And Detroit looked kind of suspect at times. So the Cowboys really, to me, is probably the third best team in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? So, and if once you get to the playoffs, throw all that regular season mess out the window. Yeah. Now it's about what happened in these trenches. So the Cowboys can easily win. And if Debo Samuels or Christian McCaffrey or somebody get hurt before they play each other or whatever, oh, that's a wrap. Because we already seen that you got to have all his dogs. Purdy got to have all his dogs out there.
Oh yeah. Purdy can't. Nah, he's a systematic quarterback easily, bro. Mm-hmm. He was just blessed to be in a good system. He's not an elite quarterback like a Brady or Favre or Aaron Rodgers and people like that, Mahomes. Mm-hmm. He just can't take what he got and work it out. Exactly. But my homeboy better hire him. Better give him a couple receivers before the playoffs, because if he keep that same squad he got, he ain't gonna make it, boy.
And that's a sad thing, because Mahomes, I'll be watching him, and I've never seen. He's probably the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen. When he's running those so-called backyard, playground plays. I've never seen nobody that accurate on just a run out of the pocket, scrambling all over the place, and can throw a dime to you. You know what I'm saying, or a 50-yard bomb like it ain't nothing.
Well, I ain't never seen that like that. Being that he used to be a baseball pitcher, man, in high school and in college. I mean, I ain't surprised on how accurate he is. Like, I wasn't surprised that Aaron Rodgers, he used to pitch baseball. So did Brett Favre. You know what I mean? Brady too. You know what I mean? He played shortstop. So, I ain't surprised. Most cats that got get our coordination on baseball that play quarterback be super good, man.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but even like in baseball, if you had to grab the ball and run and scramble like that to throw it, you're not gonna throw the ball on a dime, on a rope like that. You're not. So I just feel like what he's doing, and then I'll be so frustrated because everybody can see. Hell, Ray Charles could see he blind and dead, and he could see that his garbage. Like,
no.
So,
oh boy, Sunday morning.
Yeah, he can see that his wide receiver are gone. How you missing? Like, I'm talking about the last play of the game last week. The dude was in the end zone. I'm talking about he could have made a sandwich. He was so wide open, and he dropped the ball. I said, Lord, how much? Like, this don't even make no. It got so bad with they got Travis Kelce out there dropping balls now. It ain't got contagious. I'm like, he dropped the catch last week. I said, Lord.
Travis Kelce looked like he ain't never played tight end position in his life, man. He look horrible, man.
To me, I think that that whole thing getting in his head, because when Taylor Swift was there, he balling out. When she ain't, he ain't putting up the numbers like he should be putting up or whatever. So I think that's getting into his head or whatever. You know what I mean?
Taylor Swift, huh?
and to me, I hate that for football, because I said it. I said this before to somebody, a couple of people. I said Taylor Swift's story has no place in NFL football. And I know people get mad. And, no, this is about football. This is about what happens on that field. It has nothing to do with who dating who or whatever. Celebrities date other celebrities all the time. I don't care about Taylor Swift dating no football player. I don't care if she was dating Brady, if she was dating Mahomes, if she was dating whoever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, how is her
Man,
being affecting the
man,
game?
man, I don't care if Taylor Swift is Dave Hugh Hefner. It ain't my business.
It ain't none of my business. Like it ain't got nothing. If she was dating like one of the rappers or something that in her own career field or something like that, then I could see. But not she dating a football player. How was that have anything to do with what's on the game? And every time they score a touchdown or make a play or Travis Kelce make a catch, they showing her jumping in the booth like a little kid. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like no, like leave that out, leave that alone. I understand the first game, the whole thing, the excitement of it. Okay, cool. But even if you show her like every now and then, oh, whatever in the booth or whatever, that's cool. But why we got to dwell on it and then these sports shows actually have whole segments and topics about it? Like, really? This what we doing? This what we doing now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, nah, man, get it out, remove, and they know they wrong because they'll bring it up like, yeah, some people hating on the fact that we talk about Taylor Swift, but y'all gotta understand it's a money thing too. I don't care what it's about money. I don't care if it's about money. I don't care what it's about. It don't belong in football. You know, these storylines about who dating who don't belong in football. We didn't talk this much about Giselle, and Giselle worth probably just as much as Taylor Swift. And we ain't talk this much about Giselle. They ain't show Giselle in the booth every time Tom Brady made a play. You know what I'm saying? So we don't talk this much about Sierra. They don't show Sierra in the booth every time Russell Wilson make a play. You know what I'm saying? So why are we
Nah, cause they just be like, you got Sierra Wilson quarterback in today. I mean, that's what they say. I mean, I ain't say it. That's what they said.
Yeah, because we didn't really talk about Gabrielle Union really and Dwayne Wade until after he retired and the whole thing came out about his son and different stuff like that. But we really wouldn't talk about Gabrielle Union like that when he played with Miami. We weren't talking about it like that.
No.
And so
Yeah,
so
but man, that's all I had for the day, man. So, but it's a lot more that we can cover in sports, but man, we definitely about out of time. You know what I mean?
yeah. Before we leave out, of course, you will shout out to our affiliates, Village Global Network, our 10 radio station. We like at 181 countries now, so we trying to get them other 14 so we can definitely be, you know what I'm saying, all over officially all over the globe, or whatever, because it's like 195 countries. And that's funny because before we got into this whole how many country thing we was in, I didn't know how many countries it was. You know what I mean? I was like, I never even thought about thinking about how many countries it really was in the world. And to actually know now, okay, it's 195 countries or whatever, and our voice will be in all those countries, at some point all over the world is kind of crazy to me, or whatever, to even think that people all over the globe would know who we are,
Mm-hmm.
some
Excuse
form
me.
of fashion. You know what I mean, or whatever. I never would have thought us to put in that position, but you just never know what God got in store for you when you do your part or whatever. Um, you know what I mean. And I want to say this before we get out of here, man. People in the holiday season, you know, make sure you understand what this really means. Holiday season is about families, about friends, it's about coming together with your loved ones, especially Christmas time. People get so focused on gift giving and gift taking and all this stuff, and it shouldn't be about the gifts. It should be about just coming together as family, because we very seldom get to come with family a lot of times, probably only during the holidays. So let's make it a more focus about that and not about everything else that go on around it, all the other extracurricular stuff. Because to be honest with you, all the stuff about when it comes to the buying the gifts and stuff, that's a government societal thing. That's them trying to take your money. That has nothing to do with us celebrating anything. That's more about them taking your money, because come January and February, when you broke, they still gonna evict you from your house. They still gonna take your car. They still gonna do what they gotta do until February when you get that other check, that refund check, do it all over again and spend your money with them again. So they don't. America don't really care about their people, and I may get in trouble for this, but America as a whole don't care about the little people the way they make themselves think they do. They just care about getting your money. You know what I'm saying? That's why every so often we get stimulus checks. We get extra money for whatever reason, because when they know that the economy is at a low, they need to do something to get people to spend money. And poor people, when they get money, they don't know no other way but to spend it. They don't understand the thing of putting it, investing it, putting it in stocks and bonds and doing other stuff with it. All they know is my baby need a new pair of Jordans. I need a new purse. I need some new rims for my car. I need a new grill for my mouth. So let me go out here and spend this money that is free money I got, because I don't know when I'm gonna get it again. Because the biggest problem that happened with COVID, when they gave out all that free money, the biggest issue with all of that is that when it's almost like giving a wolf blood. Once you give that wolf blood, he gonna want to keep getting that blood. And so what happened was, when they gave people all that free money, now people think this is what it feel like to have money all the time. So now you put people in position now where they don't got free money, crime done went up, certain things that are going on in society, and we scratching our head and wondering why. This is the result of what that is when you do stuff that's not in the norm, and you don't make people work or for it, or whatever the case may be, when you just give away stuff in the way they do. You know, that it's supposed to be some kind of stimulus check going around now. I ain't bought into it, because I ain't trying to have you come back and take that money from me later on anyway. And that's what they do. Eventually they come back and get that money, you know what I mean, or whatever, in some form or fashion. But anyway, you know, I just want to put that out there, or whatever, for everybody, just to have a good holiday. You know, like I said, I got a friend of mine. He's had 2 heart attacks in the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy E. He had 2 heart attacks in the last 2 weeks. And, you know, we all got to do a better job of taking care of our health. And I talked to him last night. He in good spirits, and he going through a lot or whatever right now, on a lot of different levels. So we check on your people. That's one thing I want to say. Check on your people. Check on your folk, people you ain't talked to. And I need to do a better job myself. So I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. Check on your people. Check on people that you don't talk to all the time. My brother right here, he calls me every day, and I've never been used to that. And I told him I'm not used to people calling me all the time like that. But he does that for people, and people, not just for me. He do that for other people. He calls and checks up on people, and we need to all take his heed and take his the follow behind Jacob and check up on people, just to be checking on them. If it's a quick text, I just check to see if you're good, or if you call them and say, I want to hear your voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing. I just want to check on you. You know what I'm saying? Just do that for people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever. That way you won't have them regrets later on if something happened to them and you didn't have a chance to reach out to them. That's right. So, but anyway, man, you know, like I said, shout out to She Real Radio, T-Dub Entertainment, our other radio stations. Tiffany Real, she getting her money, getting grinded. So I want to shout out to her, whatever. So definitely, whatever. But anyway, we out of here. See y'all on the next one on the 95 South Podcast, whatever. See y'all on the next one. Y'all have a blessed day and weekend.
Please.
I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far, sit